Let's set the scene for this one. Today in Honolulu, Hawaii, we're tracking a new Kona low moving in, a high-profile trial on Oahu, a push for tax reform, a burst of mega real estate deals, and a big logistics move in Kalihi. Okay, here we go. From the top, I'm Leah, keeping it real and keeping it moving from Honolulu.
And I'm Garrett, laid back but locked in, ready to dig into what matters here at home.
First up, Hawaii schools face extensive damage as a new Kona low storm looms. The State Department of Education says nearly 300 storm damage reports have come in from schools statewide. Most are roof leaks and water getting into buildings, with the heaviest hits on Hawaii Island and Maui. A quick primer. A Kona low is a slow-moving winter storm that can pull up deep tropical moisture, leading to heavy rain and strong winds. So, lots of water, and it sticks around. Konawaena High School on Hawaii Island will close for cleanup March 23rd through 27th, and then shift to distance learning starting March 30th while they get professional cleaning and repairs done. Distance learning means students learn from home using online tools. Hawaiian Electric, our major utility, is working to restore power from the last round while also prepping for the next one. And the National Weather Service warns that with already saturated soil, flooding could pick up fast if heavy rain returns.
Yeah, that hits different. Educational resilience is front and center here. Keeping kids learning when buildings are soaked is tough. Building a system that can pivot smoothly is the goal. The last Kona low had hurricane-force gusts of up to 135 miles per hour and dumped as much as 62 inches of rain in some spots. That's a wild combo. Leah, why do the leaks get so widespread so fast?
Because those storms dump a lot of water in a short time, and older roofs or tiny cracks become big problems under that strain. Once water gets in, it moves. It's not just a ceiling stain. It can travel along beams into classrooms and electrical rooms, which is why cleanup has to be thorough before students go back.
All right, let's roll on. Next up, Maui doctor on trial admits to assaulting wife, denies attempted murder. This is the case of Gerhard Koenig, a South African-born anesthesiologist accused of trying to kill his wife Ariel, who's a nuclear engineer, during a hiking trip in March 2025 on Oahu. Prosecutors say he tried to push her off a cliff and use a syringe on her. He admits striking her with a rock but denies intending to kill. After the attack, Ariel escaped with help from two hikers. A manhunt followed, and Koenig was arrested after trying to flee. The case also includes allegations of infidelity and financial disputes in the marriage. One quick legal note: attempted murder means prosecutors are alleging an intent to kill paired with a substantial step toward it. It doesn't require the act to be completed. Koenig denies that intent and claims self-defense, which is central to the trial. Ariel is scheduled to testify 1 year to the day from the attack in March 2026.
This one really resonates with me. Domestic violence cases can be painfully complex, especially when you add infidelity allegations and money conflicts. What a twist that prosecutors say he FaceTimed their son, allegedly confessing and expressing suicidal thoughts. That's heavy, and the court has to separate emotion from evidence to get to the truth. Okay, let's move on. Next up, Hawaii advocates push for tax reforms to address economic disparities. The Hawaii Tax Fairness Coalition, formed in 2017 and made up of nonprofit community groups, is pushing 6 bills to redesign parts of our tax system. The goal is to make it less regressive, meaning folks with lower incomes don't end up paying a higher share of their income than wealthier households. They're looking at income taxes, capital gains, and real estate investment trusts, or REITs. Capital gains are profits from selling assets like stocks or investment property. REITs are companies that own or finance income-producing real estate and pass earnings to shareholders. 2 bills, House Bill 2306 and Senate Bill 3125, would tweak a 2024 law that's set to reduce income taxes in 8 steps through 2031. There are also proposals around taxing real estate sales and REIT income. One estimate says increasing the capital gains tax could raise about $84 million a year. The coalition includes the Hawaii Appleseed Center for Law and Economic Justice, led by Will White, and Indivisible Hawaii, represented by Young-hee Overly. They argue that to cover expected federal funding losses and policy changes, the state needs a more balanced approach. Here's a striking stat. Among the wealthiest 1%, the share of income paid in Hawaii income taxes is about 10%, while among the bottom 20%, it's about 14%.
That's a solid point. A progressive tax system, just to define it, means the tax rate goes up as income goes up. Those percentages you mentioned are eye-catching. Why adjust the 2024 phased-in tax cuts now?
The coalition says the budget picture is shifting. If federal funds drop and costs rise, they want a structure that keeps services afloat without leaning too hard on families who are already stretched. They're pushing for changes before later phases lock in and make course corrections harder.
Let's switch it up. Next up, Hawaii's commercial real estate market booms with about $2.9 billion in landmark deals in 2025. We had 279 transactions, but 4 big land sales did the heavy lifting and made up about 60% of the total volume. That includes the land beneath the Royal Hawaiian Hotel in Waikiki and the land beneath the Four Seasons Resort Hualalai on Hawaii Island. Quick explainer. Sometimes investors buy the land under a property while the building itself remains with a different owner. It's a separate ground or fee interest, often with a long-term lease in place. Despite high interest rates and market volatility, Colliers Hawaii thinks more mega deals could hit in 2026. By mega deal, we mean a very large, market-shaping transaction. Real estate consultant Stephanie Sophos isn't convinced, though. She thinks sales will stay flat. One more headline item. Alexander & Baldwin has a pending acquisition of about $2.3 billion. That would be the biggest commercial real estate portfolio sale in state history. That could mark the symbolic end of the old Big Five era, those historic plantation-era conglomerates that once dominated Hawaii's economy.
That's close to the heart of it. It's surprising to see this kind of strength with rates still elevated. And the potential end of the Big Five legacy in this context is a real historical marker. For everyday folks, it's worth watching how these land deals ripple out to jobs, leases, and community spaces over time. Last up, Honolulu Freight Service expands with a new Kalihi headquarters. HFS, founded in 1936 and still family-owned, opened a renovated 92,400 square foot facility on roughly 3 acres, the former Love's Bakery site purchased in October 2022. The move consolidates 2 of their 3 Oahu facilities into one hub, streamlining operations across inter-island and mainland freight. Freight is just the goods getting shipped. More than 200 people work there, and the setup is meant to meet rising demand while cutting down on inefficiencies.
Yeah, that checks out. Consolidation can reduce dead time between transfers, and a single, modernized dock setup can make loading and routing faster. Not gonna lie, it's also a cool reuse of a well-known building. That's pretty cool, right?
And that's where we'll leave it for now from Honolulu.
So there we have it. Stay safe as the weather shifts, and we'll be back with more local updates tomorrow. Have a great day.